Hey, so big question. Will you buy an expensive smartphone if you could afford it? So you see, the perception here among us here in Ghana especially is those who don't buy expensive smartphones, those who don't use expensive smartphones, use high-end smartphones, flagship devices because they can't afford them, right? So I was thinking about that and I was wondering, is it true or not? I don't know. So I set out to find it. So what I did was I asked a couple of my friends, a lot of them actually, this big question. If I gave you $1,000, which is 6,000, that's enough to get you one of the very best smartphones in the world right now. $1,000 to buy a phone. Which phone will you buy? Now, just note, I never said use all the 6,000 cedis to buy the phone. I just said, if I'm giving you 6,000 cedis to buy a phone, which phone will you buy? Right. So now this question answers a lot of questions. One is, will people buy the most expensive smartphones if they can afford it? Interesting responses that I got. So let's just delve in and have a look at these responses. So our very first one here is, she uses a Samsung Galaxy A70. I'm sure she wanted to say Samsung. Her Samsung phone spelled Samsung wrong. But she uses a Samsung Galaxy A70, a mid-ranger, a high mid-ranger though, but is with the 6,000 is going to get the Samsung Galaxy S10. I mean, one problem with Samsung is their screens are very expensive. So if your screen spoils, just add some money and buy a house. You could possibly do that than getting a new or fixing that phone, because I mean, it's just very expensive. So but then a mid-ranger to a Galaxy a flagship. S10 is a 2019 device, just so you know. Not the latest flagship, but still one of the best currently. I mean, with time it's just become nothing, but then it's still one of the best currently. So you have a lot of change left with the Samsung. So next up, she uses the S10, Galaxy S10, and we'll be going for, with the 6,000, we'll go for a 12 Pro, and if iPhone 12 Infinix 12 Pro. She'll go for an iPhone 12 Pro. That is a jump from an Android to an iPhone. So yeah, she gets to keep two devices. That's what a lot of you don't. That's what a lot of you don't realize. You get to keep your old phone even though you get the 6,000 to buy a new phone. So you have an Android, and I don't see why some people are trying to buy two iPhones and keep them. You have to sell one. Other than that, what's up? So next up, she uses the A20s, the Galaxy A20s, an early mid-ranger from Samsung. Also a good device for affordability. Not that much of a good camera though, but it's manageable. It's impressive though for that price. And with the 6,000, she's going to go for the iPhone XS Max. Now, wow, what do we have here? This is an Android user moving to an iPhone realm. I mean, because she can afford it, right? Why not? You have 6,000 cedis, so you could definitely get the XS Max with it. So yes, this is what I was expecting a lot of them do, but not really. Next up, she says she can't help. Thanks. Well, thank you too for the help. So next one is he uses a Xiaomi Redmi 9. For those of you who are not familiar with the Redmi brand, it's a sub-brand for Xiaomi. Xiaomi also has its smartphone lineup, but they also own Redmi as its sub-brand, and he uses a Xiaomi Redmi 9. With the 6,000, he's going to get the Xiaomi Poco. Okay, he didn't state which Poco. Is it the Poco M3 or like, I mean, he just like saying an iPhone 7 or 11, which one? So he says the Xiaomi Poco, and I'll just touch on this. The Poco is no more a sub-brand for Xiaomi. It's now an independent brand, became independent towards the end of last year, 2020, towards the end of 2020, I guess. Yeah, so they're now an independent brand. So, but then his Xiaomi Redmi 9 will be comparable to the Infinix Note 7, just to put it in context for some of you who are not using the Redmi 9 but have an idea of the Note 7. So it's comparable to that device. Note 7 was 2020 last year, early last year. So still a good device. The Redmi 9 is also a good device, 2020 device, I guess, 2019-ish, 2020. So still a good device though. But jumping to Poco, you'd need to get a much better Poco, like maybe an M3 or F3 or something, which is better than the Redmi 9. That would be a significant jump. But he's gonna have a lot of change from the 6,000 to go back home with. So yeah. So next, she uses an iPhone XS Max, and with the 6,000, she get 11 Pro Max. Look how she even typed the XS Max, like she typed it like correctly. She spelled iPhone not with the capital I, like the way iPhones are supposed to be spelled. XS, man. You want to flex with the I. Charlie. Next person uses she says she's going to enjoy life with the 6,000. She wouldn't buy. She'd enjoy life with the 6,000. But she currently uses an iPhone 12, and she, with the 6,000, she has, to be honest, she has no knowledge on tech stuff. That's what she said. She has no knowledge on tech stuff. Madam, you are just asked to choose a phone to buy. Nobody's asking you. Nobody said go to mass. You don't have a knowledge on tech stuff like we're asking you to just fly and go to mass right now. Just buy a phone, keke. You ask the top plenty. So next up, uses the iPhone 6 Plus. Currently uses the iPhone 6 Plus, and with the 6,000 to get the iPhone 8 Plus and keep the change. LOL. I love the answer. iPhone 8 Plus and keep the change. LOL. LOL. I mean, she has seen how how much change she's keeping is why she said the LOL, because the 8 Plus was 2017, right? It came up with the X the same year, so 2017 was the 8 Plus, and the 6 Plus was 2015-ish, yes, 2015. Moving 2 years, I mean, you could still get a much better phone and still keep a lot of change. Next person uses an Infinix Note 4 Pro, and wow, that is Infinix Note 4 Pro is like 2017 is because Note 2 was 2015, so Infinix Note 4 Pro would be 2017. That's a long time. Infinix, one of the top of the line as at that time for Infinix, but now it's going to be, battery would have been degraded. Even it depends on how long you've even been using the phone, and the camera is not good. I won't say it's not that good, it's not good. The RAM, so you definitely need to upgrade. So with the 6,000 is going to get a Galaxy S10, which is 2019. Good option, good choice. Also a flagship as at that time, so it's still going to stand the test of time even 3-4 years after. I still use a Galaxy S7 from 5 years ago, 2016, and it still stands the test of time. Hardly lags, and although the RAM is just 4 gigs, not enough storage. I mean, the storage is not even close to manageable, but it still does what I want it to do, which is taking good videos like you can see right now. So yes, good option going for the Samsung Galaxy S10. So next, he's currently using an iPhone X, and he's oh my god, bro, he'll buy a MacBook. I said a phone, and he's going to buy a MacBook. So who else is going to buy something else like a horse? You know, with the 6,000, I don't know how much a horse costs, but then it's not a phone, right? Since he's going to buy a MacBook, instead of a phone, you're going to buy a MacBook. Next up, we have Doreen. She uses a Doreen. So she sorry about that. She uses an Oppo A9. She uses an Oppo A9 currently, and with the 6,000, she's gonna get the Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus. So something I should say here: the Oppo A9 is a 2019-ish device. I hope I'm getting these dates correct. But the S8 Plus, I'm very certain, is a 2017 phone. So the S8 Plus was a flagship at that time. So you think, I mean, Oppo A9 2019, going back 2 years, and to get the S8 Plus, it's kind of weird though, yes. But then the Oppo A9 was a 2019 mid-ranger. It's not even a flagship, not a high-end device, although one of the best mid-rangers at the time. The S8 Plus, on the other hand, was a flagship at the time, and once a flagship, always a flagship. So I've been using the S7, which is 2016, for a long time now. The battery though is one of the problems I noticed, but it hardly lags. A very good camera, as you can see for yourself, a very, very good camera with enough lighting. You can get the best out of the S7, so let alone the S8 Plus. But then I wouldn't advise, you have 6,000 cities, you could get way much better than that and still save some money if you want to. At least like she's trying to save something, not to go for something expensive, but also very good. So you could get the S10, still save some money there, but get better than the S8 Plus. Next up, we have someone using the Galaxy A02s, and with the 6,000, they get the Note 10. And this is also someone who is really pretty conversant with his, you know, he knows his way around smartphones and stuff, so he knows what he wants. Still another Samsung user sticking to the same brand, Samsung, but a much better. And this is jumping from a mid-ranger to a flagship. Like I said, it's not a current flagship, but like I said, once a flagship, always a flagship. This is the Note 10. This is 2019 Note series. Very durable. Samsung focuses more on durability on the Note series than the S series, although these are their two flagship devices. Just like Huawei focuses on durability in the Mate series than the P series. The P series is all about photography. That's what the P stands for, in case you never realized. So I think we just take one more and call it quits, call it a day. This is I don't know how come I sent her. I mean, it was a broadcast message, so I think I didn't intend to add her to it, so I think it was a mistake and she got it, and she's now asking plenty of questions. But since this is the last one, let me just take it. So after asking 2 questions, she's now going to ask her set of questions. Why not? So she's now asking, why should I use that kind of amount to buy a phone? Like a businesswoman, it doesn't even want to say money or cash. Why should I use that kind of amount to buy a phone? I mean, you're asking the wrong question, don't you think? You know, the question you should be asking is, why would I give you 6,000 to buy a phone? Why wouldn't I just buy the phone? I'll just buy it and give it to you. I wouldn't give you 6,000 to buy a phone. We're being hypothetical here. Why should I use that kind of amount to buy a phone? So I told her you don't have to use everything. So she says, okay, I will use I'll use just 1,000 and save the rest, obviously. So I just want to know which phone you use, and the reply she gave is just gangster. It's like, I look at this reply sometimes and I'm like, what? This woman, I realize where I get my sarcastic nature from, but this is just so different level, man. So she says should buy an Infinix Note, whatever the 1,000 can give her, and she just goes offline like that. Infinix Note, whatever the 1,000 can give me, and that is it. She didn't even put an emoji like she's smiling. I would like to see her face while she typed this in my DM. She doesn't care. It's like a mom, just Infinix Note, whatever the 1,000 can give me, just goes offline. Oh my god. So so she'd use 1,000 and save the rest. She can't use more than 1,000. So alright. So a lot of people, I mean, like I said earlier, 6,000 is a lot of money, and let alone to buy just a phone with. So a lot of people wouldn't consider that to use all the 6,000 to buy a phone with. So she's making quite a decision here. So to finalize things here, a lot of Android users, a lot of Samsung users, don't you guys think? Because there's a lot of them, and I mean, there's a reason why people are using Samsung. People around this region have the perception that Samsung is the best smartphone you could get, and the most expensive Samsungs are one of the best, or not even one of the best. They think they're the best Android devices you could ever get, and if you're using a Samsung device, you're definitely going to upgrade to a Samsung device. It's like what we just saw here, and we have a lot of them still sticking, and a lot of them stuck with the same brand, like Tecno still sticking with Tecno but upgraded, Infinix still sticking with Infinix but upgraded. So the biggest question that we've tried to answer, which is, will you buy an expensive phone if you could afford it? We just answered a lot. We just looked at a lot of responses from a variety of people, and we found out that not really though. Not everyone who has the money to buy an expensive phone will go for an expensive phone. But is it practical though? That's the next question. Is it practical? If I should actually give you the 6,000, you know, like, not hypothetically, but if I should give you the 6,000 to buy a phone, I doubt we are still going to see the same responses like we saw here. A lot might go to the iPhone realm, a lot might use up all the 6,000 to get, even if not an iPhone, a better Android device. So I doubt though, with some of the answers being honest, I think that's what we're going to see, even if we should make it practical. So I started the video with no intro, no what's up, how you guys doing. I'm gonna end the video the same way, just like Basketmouth ended his skits, just dropping the mic on stage and leaving without even doing salam alaikum to the stage. I'm just gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna drop my mic, and that's it.